All right, Monday Night Raw is over. Let's talk about it. Tonight's Monday Night Raw comes after the SummerSlam Night 1 and Night 2 shows that we got this weekend. A little bit of story development, some new stuff happening, and some returns happen tonight as well. Let's go over Raw real quick. Let me know what you thought of the show in the comments. Please hit that follow button if you haven't, or that like button. Always appreciate it. We started off with Roman Reigns talking about how he conquered Seth Rollins and it's time to move on to better and new things and see who the next guy in line will be. And LA Knight is the one that confronts Roman Reigns tonight, as he has been feuding with the Bloodline these last month or two. So it kind of makes sense for him to kind of finally confront Roman Reigns. Roman says, "What have you done to get a title shot? You beat my cousins in a tag match. Big whoop. You deserve it. You do not deserve a title shot. So get in the back of the line," which really got to LA Knight because he went absolutely crazy on the microphone against Roman Reigns, just going crazy. I can't remember everything verbatim, so I don't want to say something that he may not have said, but definitely go back and check out this segment with LA Knight and Roman Reigns. It was a really solid segment between the two. LA Knight, to me, his run as champ came and gone already. He should have won it a couple of years ago. Do I think he deserves a title shot? Yeah, absolutely. He's over with the crowd. He's been winning matches. The feud with Roman has been just kind of been hanging there ever since he started feuding again with the Bloodline. I'm looking forward to this mainly purely because of the microphone back and forth that we will get between the two. I'm sure the match will be fine, but there's no way in hell that LA Knight would win this title, even though it would be a crazy, shocking moment if he did. We also saw Roxanne take on Sol Ruca in a one-on-one match. Of course, Liv Morgan and Raquel were at ringside. Match was okay. There was a little bit of hiccups at the end of the match with some missed spots. But overall, I thought they did their best. I know Sol Ruca is still green, and Roxanne did her best to kind of help out the match. But man, Roxanne is so good. And I do hope maybe down the line the end game is Roxanne, turning babyface and Liv and Raquel turning on her, and maybe we get some type of feud with Liv and Roxanne for the title. Seeing who came back tonight, I'm not honestly sure we were going to get that, but we shall see. But of course, Judgment Day helped Roxanne pick up the win. And then we saw some returns tonight. Liv Morgan gets on the mic saying, "Who's going to be next? Who's going to be next to challenge me because I am the best in the world?" You know how she goes with her spew. And that's when we saw the return of Becky Lynch, who pretty much laid down the challenge for Liv Morgan, saying that she will be going after her title. She's been there and done that with the IC Championship, but now it's time to get into bigger and better things. And then we saw the return of Stephanie Vacour. So, man, the women's division definitely getting a boost tonight with Becky and Stephanie returning tonight. A much-needed boost as well, because Liv didn't do shit while Stephanie was away. Didn't defend the title at all. So I'm glad to see Stephanie and Becky back in the women's division. I'm not a big Becky Lynch fan, but she does add a little bit more to the women's division. We saw a tag match between Judgment Day against Penta and Chad Gable. Really good tag match. Chad Gable and Penta pick up the win. We're seeing a lot more guys being into the category of going after the IC Championship. Looks like maybe Dom might be, maybe JD possibly, but we also got a match between Ethan and Javon Evans, which these two have been feuding, seemingly feels like, for the last 3 to 5 months. Ever since Ethan Page has been to the main roster, it's either him and Rusev teaming up against Javon and Dragon Lee, or Ethan versus Dragon Lee, or Ethan versus Javon. And we got another Ethan versus Javon match tonight. They gave them time. They had a really solid match, and Javon picks up another win. Back-to-back weeks where Javon is finally picking up some wins. Does this go anywhere is the main question. Does he go and get a title shot against Chad Gable? Does he start still developing and picking up more wins? Because after the match, Big Cass makes his debut tonight and attacks Javon Evans. So you have to assume that they're going to get into some type of feud and maybe a match. He manhandled Javon tonight. I thought Big Cass looked great. Curious to see what they do with him. Am I confident? No. But a good debut so far and a nice maybe little feud with Javon. Should be interesting to see what they do with those two. We also had this moment happen tonight between Braun Breaker and Obafemi. Obafemi comes out, talks about his win over Brock Lesnar, and now he's going to be the leader of the new generation taking over WWE. And I don't think Braun Breaker took light of that, because that's what we got at the end. Oba was leaving, and that's when the Vision came out. And Braun was not happy. We got this epic stare down, which this could be easily a WrestleMania main event right here. Golly, I hope this match happens at WrestleMania for the damn title. Probably won't happen this year, or I'm sorry, next year, but hopefully in a couple of years we see this happen. But anyways, nice cool moment here. Braun did end up facing Joe Hendry, defeated him pretty quickly. I mean, Joe Hendry has just became a jobber now. The crazy how the flavor of the month, Joe Hendry has just became nothing on WWE television. But a cool little moment between these two. Braun also met with Paul Heyman in the back, asking Paul, where is Obafemi? Since Obafemi has become his best friend now, taking shots at Paul. Ooh, some little good storytelling here. I'm curious to see what happens next week with Oba, Braun, and Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman confronts Braun about his comment about Obafemi. So that should be fun. What else did we get? We also did get Jacob Fatu and Royce Keys in the main event tonight in a street fight. Really good, solid main event. Jacob does pick up the win and basically takes out Royce Keys after this. I don't know if they're writing him off television for a little bit, but they did have him attack Royce after he did beat him in the street fight. Roman goes out there, throws up the one, so did Jacob to end the show. I think Roman found his new guy. He's kind of brushing off the Usos a little bit more and more each week, in my opinion, especially since they just keep on losing and Jacob keeps on dominating and winning. We'll see what happens next week. We know Solo tonight. No Seth Rollins tonight, which was kind of a shocker, especially since they were in Iowa. But we did get a couple of returns and debuts tonight. So what did you guys think of Raw? I think after a SummerSlam PLE where a lot of people were not too high on it, I thought they came back tonight and really delivered on Monday Night Raw, especially since last week's Raw was utter shit. But they did a good job tonight. Let me know what you thought in the comments of Raw tonight. Let me know what your favorite part of Raw was. And don't forget to hit that follow button. See you next week for Monday Night Raw.